This episode of Off My Shelf contains coarse language and adult conversation. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, my name is Tracy James and welcome to Off My Shelf, a podcast about movies that are, well, off my shelf, where we go through my DVDs and talk about the movies in my collection. In this episode, Sarah Behl joins me in talking about two Tom Cruise films from vastly different points in his career with The Last Samurai and Legend. Welcome!
Hello!
Thank you for joining me today to go on this cruise. Look what I did. I'm so funny.
You're cruising for a bruising.
I know. With my bad dad jokes, I would deserve it. It's okay. I understand completely. I do find it fun that these just naturally came together in order and we get to talk about it because the difference in Tom Cruise's teeth in these two movies is amazing. First of all. That sounds mean. That does sound mean. I don't know. He's fine. I don't know.
He was very young. Wasn't it his first movie? Legend was.
No, I actually think Lost Boys was his first movie.
Oh, really?
I think so. That's probably something I should have looked up before I started this, but it's okay.
Thanks, internet.
I know. The interwebs is so exciting.
Dearest Mr. Google, I kindly inquire on a subject matter of most importance, Mr. Tom Cruise.
Okay, so he did do The Outsiders before he did this, but his first film was Endless Love, where he played Billy. He was also in Taps, which confuses me, and then Losing It, and then The Outsiders. Oh, he did Risky Business, but I thought Risky Business was after this. Oh, interesting. Okay. This
Even
is
riskier business.
Okay, what's really weird is that he looks very young in this, but this is the movie he did right before Top Gun.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Top Gun's 86. This is 85.
I think he probably went out and did the military buffing up for Top Gun, though.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Squared out his jaw a little bit, got rid of some of that baby fat.
Yeah, because he does look very youthful in Legend.
He does, yes. But I don't know if that's just all of the glitter that they wear throughout it, to make it magical. Yeah. But yeah, they did a lot of glitter.
I would love the glitter. I was like, who needs Euphoria? We got Legend.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There's better makeup in Legend than there is in Euphoria. I'm just gonna be the controversial person to say that.
I'm gonna agree with you on that.
Right?
One thing that actually kind of got me in Legend was they did a close-up of Mia Sara's face and her eyebrows were not perfect. And I was like, if that was done today, somebody would be fired.
Oh, I know. Even Mr. Cruise had a unibrow action going on.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was part of the character or not.
Really?
Yeah.
It filled in.
I mean,
it just looked like it was unkempt for an amount of time.
That is true. But he's a forest guy.
It's true.
It's actually kind of unclear what his character is he just because he's not an elf or troll or anything or a fairy. He
doesn't wear pants.
He does not wear pants, and he's just like a dude in the forest. All right.
And that's pure of heart. Apparently more pure of heart than Lily. And then what the hell did Lily do that she's not as pure as heart as Jack? She doesn't even wear pants either. She has a skirt on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they say she is innocent, where he is pure of heart, but I don't get that whole thing. Sure.
Whatever. That was garbage. Whatever that was. I just was like, immediately villainize her. Cool. Off the top. There's the devil and then there's the evil woman. Get it.
That ruins everything. It's over.
She doesn't even do anything that bad.
No, she doesn't. She pets a horse.
I would pet a horse if I was that close.
Yeah. It's also a pretty horse with a gold thing with like beautiful flowing hair. Like,
maybe
I want
we're
to hang
best
out with that.
friends. You don't know.
Know me? Ugh. Mortal can't touch a unicorn. Who ever heard of that?
Bullshit.
Agreed.
Try to crush all my dreams in one swoop.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I find a lot of actually all films, of stories and all that kind of stuff. They spend a lot of time villainizing women. And I still remember when Star Trek Discovery started. Yes, I'm bringing up Star Trek. I'm going to bring it up again later anyways. But Star Trek Discovery started. My cousin was just like, oh, whoever writes the show hates men. And I was like, what does that mean? And he was like, oh, well, everybody in charge is a woman and all of the bad guys are men. And I'm like, so? You've never said once when the woman was bad that, oh, this somebody must really hate women. Yeah. And all men were in charge. What's the big deal?
I mean, this isn't like a Full Metal Jacket situation.
It's not. Like, come on, man. Come on, it's fine. I mean,
it's very different than that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, but I find a lot of these movies like definitely, well, I think it's a combination of, like women are so naive and so stupid that they get people in trouble, but also it puts them in the position where they're the damsel in distress as well. And you're like, all right.
It's like, what about weren't you gonna have an adventure too? Like, you could, like, this, why does this need to be your princesses in another castle moment, right? Like, come on.
Actually, one thing I never realized about this movie is that she is a princess. I didn't realize she was a princess.
Fairy princess.
Yeah, I thought she was just like some girl from a different village or something. Like, I don't know. But yeah,
Jack and Lily have ambiguous beginnings for sure. Like, it's not a lot is explained in either case.
No, not at all. So I just want to, so the DVD I have is it's called the Ultimate Edition for Legend. And it has the director's cut and the theatrical version.
Oh.
So last night I was just like, no, I'm just going to watch the theatrical cut, whatever. I'm just going to leave it that way. So I watched it last night. And then today I was just like, I was looking at the times and there's 25 minutes difference in runtime. And I'm like, well, now I got to watch the director's cut, which I did. And the director's cut, I must admit, fills in a lot of holes.
It's way better. It's way better.
Yeah. Which for some reason, I always thought the director's cut was worse. Maybe I just have
Maybe you're thinking of Blade Runner.
Oh, God, yeah, Blade Runner. Holy shit. Yeah. Blade Runner, it's not even bad. It's just boring.
Whale noises? Whale noises.
Okay, that's what they did in this movie, too. For some reason, the director's cut, every time there's a unicorn, there's whale noises.
Yes, I know.
Like, what is this? Why are you doing this? Like, this is unnecessary.
Whaley.
Yeah. And I swear to God, the director's cut of this, the soundtrack is the same the soundtrack for Alien.
Yeah.
I swear to God it is. It's the same soundtrack. With some whale noises.
But I think the one that I rented this week was the theatrical version, and I do remember I like the music. Like, it's definitely like more like pan flutey synths, and and then there's that like 80s like metal song, like light hair metal band song at the end, and I was just like, yeah, I'm here for this music. Like,
yeah. So apparently the director's cut is a Jerry Goldsmith score, and the theatrical version is Tangerine Dream. Yeah, I believe that. Seems about right. I kind of enjoyed both viewings of this quite well.
Yeah, they're fun. Like, I remember both of them, and like I enjoy this movie quite a lot. It's definitely like in my wheelhouse of preferable films, which are like, The Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, Willow, Variety, Neverending Story, Princess Bride, genre, Crawl. We can put Crawl in there.
Crawl is so good. It's so good. What are you talking about?
No, it's like the same type of movie, like fantasy, like it's my favorite. It's my favorite thing to watch.
Like Dragon Slayer,
like mythical creatures.
Yeah. What is it? Lionheart. Lionheart. Oh,
magical horses.
Yeah, all of the things.
Everything.
Yeah.
This is everything I want to see. Treasure.
Yeah, like just it's adventure, it's treasure, it's got like that weird like shimmeriness to it.
It's got a musical moment
every time. You're just like, yes, I do want to dance in the forest with you guys. It's gonna be amazing. Love it.
It's like it's my dream movie.
This movie is just very pretty as well. Like it's just visually pretty to look at. Like you're just like everything has like it's not oversaturated, but there's lots of color. It's very vibrant. And even in like when they're in quote unquote hell in the underground or whatever, and like it's fire and brimstone, like they make sure like those colors pop too, and there's like a lot of shimmer, things catching your eye, and so it doesn't look like the darkness doesn't look boring.
Flat. Yeah. It's very like ethereal and like dreamlike, and just like even when they have those outdoor sequence, like it makes me a little uncomfortable because I've bad allergies. It's like the pollen
just
or
floating
in the air. It's like so dusty, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm having an asthma attack just looking at this scene. But it's very like, but it makes it like interesting and complex, and like the landscape is always changing, and it's kind of fast, mesmerizing to watch.
Yeah, because what's the other thing they use is bubbles. They use a lot of bubbles and certain
glitter.
Yeah, it's all those things that like give depth without being very deep.
Textural, and even experiential, right? Like
yeah, definitely in that kind of space. But yeah, I liked it. Like with I know you just mentioned Labyrinth, but I did not really enjoy my last rewatching of it. And I was very
Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Like I understand why people like it, and I get why it's part of like our childhoods and all that kind of stuff, but I like rewatching it, I was just like, there's a lot of things that just make me really uncomfortable watching that movie. And there's a couple of parts of that in here as well, don't get me wrong.
Oh yes, there are definitely like uncomfortable moments, but I'm surprised about Labyrinth though. Actually, this is an odd segue, but I can mention this now because it's kind of funny. I did a March Madness lineup for you where we did a versus of legend characters versus similarly themed movie characters.
Okay.
So you can give your answers. Who would win in a head-to-head? First one in the legend, the fairy, what's her name? Una,
yeah.
Una versus the childlike empress in Neverending Story.
Ooh, that's a good question. I think the childlike empress, because as you can see, Una is weak.
Yeah, right? She's like just temper tantrums and like hissy fits.
Yeah, and then she has like she throws glitter at you and disappears. Like
and one of the uncomfortable moments is like her death stare with those contact lenses into the camera.
Yes,
and how she tries to coerce Jack with a kiss. That's just
that scene. It was like the Matrix stole that scene, like Matrix Reloaded, because there's that scene with Persephone and they're like in the bathroom and she's like, no, you have to kiss me like you kiss her or whatever. And she's like, and I was just like, it's literally the same scene, except she's like, without fairy magic, she's like, no, like I am Trinity, pretend then kiss me, because they even do like the first kiss, he's like, you call that a kiss? That's exactly what Persephone says. And I was like, the Matrix stole the scene. Oh my god.
It's a prolific film. It has its long-lasting impacts, right? Like
it really does All right, who's next?
We got Lily versus Princess Buttercup.
Oh, Princess Buttercup. No doubt. No doubt.
I don't know. Lily has that badass scene. Like she steals the sword from darkness and is like, I'm gonna kill the unicorn. Like, that's pretty badass.
It is badass, but she has to coerce him into doing that. Whereas I think Buttercup would have like shoved her body into him, taken it, and like cut the thing open. But
yeah, she did like swim with the electric eels, so she's pretty badass too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
these are badass ladies, even though they're princesses. But whatever.
Yes, you can be a strong princess. We've seen She-Ra. It's fine.
The princesses come in all varieties. Thank you.
Yes, exactly.
PSA. So Darkness, Tim Curry versus Bowie's Labyrinth. The Bowie and Labyrinth.
Ooh. I think no, actually, surprisingly, the Lord of Darkness is a very bad fighter.
Yes, he's so slow.
He's so slow. He misses all the time. Well, at least he can shoot fire at things, whereas Bowie just has like his little crystal ball and bubbles and stuff.
And he steals babies.
And he steals babies. So I mean, I think oh, that's true. Okay. I think Bowie's character is more of an asshole, but I think the Prince of Darkness will kill him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. We're in consensus.
Yeah.
So this is a good one then. The Unicorn versus Falcor, Neverending Story.
Falcor.
Yeah.
There is no doubt.
Giant. He's a dragon.
Yeah.
He flies.
Yeah.
I mean, unicorns are amazing, but they don't fly.
No, that's a different creature. I think that's a Pegasus unicorn or something. I don't know. There's got to be some other different name for it. There always is.
Oh yeah, Pegasus. Those are the flying ones, I think.
Yeah, but a Pegasus is not necessarily a unicorn though.
Oh, that's true. A Peggycorn.
Unicorn.
Unicorn Pegasus.
What do you call a Pegasus unicorn? Okay. These creatures may also oh wait, hold on. Actually, it's called an alicorn.
Oh.
But they're also sometimes called a unipeg or a pegacorn.
Pegacorn.
You did it. Okay. But the official Latin word is alicorn.
Alicorn.
Yes.
Oh, did you get all the things?
Yeah. I got a whole bunch of pictures, and there's a whole lot of My Little Pony on here.
Yeah, there would be. Friendship is magic.
And also Swiftwind. Remember that, guys. It's fine. Love it. All right. The unicorn is the national animal of Ireland.
Oh.
Yes.
That seems about right.
Which I've always thought was just the weirdest thing, but I'm like, okay.
They would do that. Okay. I'm gonna go for the next one. Goblin.
Sorry, before you continue.
For alicorn.
The unicorn is the official national animal of Scotland.
Scotland.
Yes.
Yeah, they would do that.
Continue, madam.
Okay. So the goblin, remember that works for Tim Curry?
What is it? Bricks?
Is it that one?
Yes.
So him versus the Skeksis in the Dark Crystal.
Is it the weird, creepy birds?
Yeah, like the things that are all hunched over and they kind of like vulture like.
Oh, totally the thing from Blix from Legend, for sure. Yeah.
The goblin would take them out.
Yeah, because those things from they don't move, they don't do anything. They fall over as soon as somebody confronts them.
Yeah, that's why I wondered how they were dominating so much. I was like, they're like brittle. They're literally falling. They're like decaying.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling what it is like when they first took over, like they were strong and whatever, and then it's more about them being like, what do you call it? Oh my god, my brain's dying.
They're sucking the life force out of things.
Yeah, but I think people are scared of them and leave them in power just because, like all of the history and they've heard stories and, it's like their reputation precedes them. So people are just like, okay, well, we can't mess with them because they did this thing. And then when you finally attack them, you're just like, oh, you're old guys that are brittle and falling apart. Oh, we could take you. It's fine.
That's how government works. Join the anarchy today.
You can do it.
We can overthrow them, guys.
Yes. God, we're in so much trouble. It's okay.
You can cut that.
I'm not cutting. Why would I cut anarchy? You gotta keep anarchy in there. That's just craziness.
Okay. Oh wait, I have one last one.
One more. Okay.
Jack versus Willow.
I think they're pretty evenly matched, to be honest. But Willow
is a pretty poor fighter. Like, not even at the end, like his cartwheels and stuff. Like, they're half cartwheels.
And then Willow could probably like turn them into things.
And like his legs are totally exposed. And that's at Willow's height.
Yes. And you don't need knees anymore. There you go. It's over. I think so. Willow is also a slow mover, but he's very quick-witted and knows magic, right?
Yeah.
But Jack moves very quickly and has a sword, but he just sucks at using it. So that's why I think they're evenly balanced against each other.
It would be a long fight.
It would be a long fight. But I also think Mad Mardigan would show up and Willow would win. So it would be fine.
Yeah, exactly. He's got better backup for sure.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
I mean, the unicorn hasn't helped Jack a little bit. Like,
not at all. No, they just like kicked up a lot and was like, okay. And then that one like wood elf was just yelling at him all the time.
Yeah.
What is it? Gump? Oh.
Or he was afraid of that he was shot many times. Or like,
there's
so many side characters. It was hard to like follow along. And then the weird voiceover with the child actor that was like that was also very distracting. I forgot how weird that was.
Yeah, it is very strange, like some of their choices for sure. Going back to like director's cut and the theatrical cut, like the director's cut filled in a bunch of holes that were missing from the theatrical, which made the story a lot smoother, less choppy, and understand why people were doing things. And I was like, oh, this makes so much more sense now. Like I understood it.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I'd be like, wait, how did that guy get over there? Or like
what happened? Yeah.
What is going on? And so like at the end, for example, when they get into like they sneak into the room where the Lord of Darkness is like pontificating about the end of the unicorns and all that kind of stuff, and they sneak in, and then all of a sudden in like the movie cut, they're just like somewhere in the room that's like above them, and you're just like, I thought you just went in the door. What? But in the director's cut, they show like, oh, we snuck behind this and we did this. So like, hope nobody sees me, and gets up onto a thing. And they're just like, oh, this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. Whereas like, this just makes sense now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of like weird transitions. Like even at the end of the theatrical cut, like that sequence of like them waking back up, or Lily wakes back up, and then he's like jumping into the water and retrieving the ring, and there's just like there's a lot going on that is just like very just like, what, you just transitioned from this to this. I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah, and
is this all a dream?
well, so that's the thing. So in the director's cut, that scene is a whole lot longer.
Yes.
And so Lily wakes up and she believes it's a dream, and then Jack is just like, I'm gonna let her think it's a dream and be like, oh, you've woken up and I got your ring, and everything's perfect with the world. And I don't know how they got all that gel out of her hair and like got her outfit clean and everything, but they managed to do it.
The plastic netting that was in her hair
that was like at the top. I was like, what is going on there? It's very cool though. I must admit, the costume design and the makeup work in this movie, the set design, cool. It's so cool. It's so cool. And so well, I guess Ridley Scott's known for like building like huge sets and stuff so that you get that depth to it and you really, really feel it in this movie.
Yeah, it was there definitely had like a big scale of feel of things. Like
Mm-hmm.
even like I liked how when they kept doing those forest shots of like long in the distance, that's where you would see the action. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's
It
really nice.
made it like a real place.
Yes, yeah. And like the part where they're like Lily's is she's like lost in the underground, and you have those giant pillars and she's like running down the hall. It kind of again reminded me of Alien, like the same kind of feel to it. But yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if he made that giant hall and she's like literally running down the hall, because that's the only way you can get that kind of like that depth and that feel, or else it just looks like she's running into a wall. So I thought it was gorgeous. I really liked it. Oh, and I also have some fun trivia.
Ooh.
So Blix, which is the goblin that like shoots the dart into the unicorn, like the main one, is actually played by a woman named Alice.
Oh.
And I was just like, wait, what?
That's a lot of makeup.
It is, yeah. But she's like, I think everybody kind of, I think maybe, I don't know if it's like half the makeup's job or whatever, but everybody in this movie really gets into their part in it. Like you can tell nobody's phoning it in. Everybody's just like, I'm doing this.
I'm committed. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tim Curry, of course, eats all of the scenery and he's very welcome to. It's just fine.
Oh, he's so great. He's
So
so
good.
ridiculous. Even his lines, like they were not the most well-written
No.
lines. They were very like cheesy and just like some of them went on really long of his speeches. But he like, yeah, he committed. He was
Yeah.
like in the moment.
Yeah. And like cuz you can feel the evilness and his presence, and like how he could just be like overbearing and his like largeness, and you're like, and he just like throws his head back and it's like just like, yes, there it is, it's happening. Yeah, it was fantastic. Oh, and the other thing I want to say, so Meg, so the swamp witch that comes out and tries to like eat Jack,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
that is played by Robert Picardo.
Oh no way,
Boom.
really?
It
So
is.
funny.
I was looking it up. I was just like, it kept saying like Robert Picardo plays Meg, and I was like, who is Meg? What are you talking about? So then I had to Google Meg in Legend, and I was like, it's the Swamp Witch. I blew my mind.
That is so funny. The good doctor shows up.
And what's also fun about that, in the director's cut, that scene is a lot longer. So it's not like 3 seconds, like, do you plan to eat me? Yes. And then he chops her head off. No. There's like, because like I was watching the theatrical version, I was like, this scene is missing things. Isn't there a part where like she's looking in a mirror or something? Like I was just so confused. And then so I watched the director's cut and I was like, oh, there it is. I'm mixing up the two versions, I think. Yeah. But like that scene in the director's cut is so much better. Like it's so much more intense, and you're just like, oh, you understand his action as well, because in the theatrical version, you don't understand, like you understand he swings the sword, but you don't understand like how that action actually happens. I found the scene very confusing. I was like, what is going on? This is just strange. But yeah, it worked out really well. I liked it.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I didn't catch that at all with him. So much makeup.
So much makeup. It's all of the makeup. But then yeah, when I realized that was his character, and I was watching the director's cut, and I was like, oh, I see it now. I can kind of see it. Okay. Yeah. Well, what else is different in the director's cut? So there's that really long scroll sequence at the beginning of the
the text.
Yeah, which is just so much text. It is so much text.
It goes on forever. And then the justification keeps switching oddly, and it's like, I'm like, what are you doing with these? Why are these choices?
Yeah. But that's completely gone in the director's cut. Also, the introduction to the Lord of Darkness is very different. Like you get his speech, like he's like, oh, hunt down the unicorn and light, blah 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 blah. So you get like his speech, but unlike with the theatrical version, you don't actually see him. It's all voice. And so when he's finally revealed later on where he comes to the mirror, it's so much more impactful.
Yeah, it's a bigger moment.
So good. Yeah. It's fabulous.
Yeah. Because it's already so dramatic. Like his costume is so over the top and just like wild, right? Like
I think maybe that's why in the theatrical release they had him more in it, because they're just like, no, we spent way too much time on this. You need to see more of him. That's
well, it's just so over the top. Like even like nowadays, like when you do, well, even it just kind of struck me as funny, like how common that version of like the demon is, just even represented in like so many different things. Like I was just like, oh, that kind of looks like the one in South Park, and like, or even just what's his name? He's like a big red superhero, but his horns are cut off.
Oh, Hellboy.
Hellboy, yeah. Like it's like anatomy wise, like red and large and horn, like it's just like very similar, right? Like it's a very memorable image.
It is, yeah. But like his overly exaggerated like eyebrow ridge area thing, and you know, he's got the long butt chin going on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's the good stuff. But I also didn't realize in this version of him, he's got ears that are like elf ears, which I think is interesting. Because they show a close-up of him when he's like dying at the end, quote unquote. And I was like, he's got giant elf ears under there. What's happening? It just kind of blew my mind. I don't know. Like, I think he should have ears, but I just never thought about it for some reason.
It wouldn't be long and pointy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. Interesting. Also in the director's cut, they make Lily's and Jack's relationship make more sense. And it also seems more innocent, I think. Because so in the theatrical version, you know, when Lily first meets Jack, there's like this montage of them rolling in the grass and they're making out for some reason. But in the director's cut, they're not doing that. They're like talking to each other. And that's when you find out that Jack understands animals and can speak to animals. So that scene later on when he first goes to the unicorns and he's like, oh, this is what happened. You understand better why he understood the unicorns. He just speaks to animals. And I was like, oh, okay, that explains something.
He's friends with the animals.
Yeah. I also have a big exclamation mark. What's with the whale sounds? I don't understand why that was a choice at any point.
It's artsy, man. I don't know. And the fact that like this probably for the time it was made, it's like a ridiculous like fantasy movie. And it even kind of shocks me that like it got made. You know what I mean? Like,
agreed. Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's pretty wild that like I don't think this kind of movie would be made today with this resources. Well, I don't know. It could be done so much more differently now with like CGI and the technology, but like in this time it was made, that wasn't available. So like prosthetics and like things would have been required to fulfill it, which would have been made it much more difficult.
Yeah, it would not have been a cheap movie to make. Yeah, what was it? Ooh, it was estimated at $24.5 million. And it also did not make a lot of money in the box office. That's so sad. It only made 15 million in the box office worldwide.
Wow.
That is not good. But I bet you it made all its money back on like VHS and DVD and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, people still, I don't know. I still watch this movie today.
I actually haven't watched this in quite a few years, actually.
But yeah, I also hadn't seen it. I was trying to get my daughter to watch it with me, and she was not interested. But I was like, I'll try again later. We will eventually appreciate this.
Yeah. Well, it's also like I always know it's a dark movie, but there's a couple of scenes in there where I was just like, this is not a kid's movie, right? Like this, like it may be rated PG, but this is not. It's a fantasy and it's a fairy tale, but this is not meant for kids in any way. It can't be. Because like there's one of the scenes where you're like in the dungeon and a man is chopping up another live man on a table. And yeah, you're not seeing the blood splatter or anything, but I'm just like, really?
Oh, well, it's just like the beginning of Goonies, like starts with a man hanging himself in prison. That's the opening scene of Goonies, the children's movie.
And that movie is legitimately made for kids. They're like,
or even like Princess Bride, they have like that torture machine that like sucks the years out of his life. Like they always, I don't know. This is like a convention in children's literature too. It's like death awaits you.
Yeah. But it's like this is very like 80s creepy though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's super creepy.
There's a lot of these aspects of these movies that we consider to be classics and great movies and stuff that would never be put on film for a child today.
Well, yeah, I think it definitely illustrates how we've been our bias towards extreme content. It's not so shocking to us because we probably legitimately saw this as children.
Yep.
And was like, yep, this is fine.
This is just what we watch. What are you talking about?
This is like that other movie that I watched last year, guys. God.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's just so much I don't know, like there's just so much wrong in all of these things. Like even with like the Lord of Darkness being obsessed with Lily and she looks like a child and he's like an old man. Yeah.
I do nothing for your pleasure. That was my entire childhood right there.
I love that scene. I love that scene so much.
So good.
Yeah.
Her dress is a freaking amazing.
It's so beautiful. Awesome. Yeah.
And it's so flowy.
Yeah, and again, shimmery. Again, everything is shimmery.
Awesome.
I love that aspect of everything because even in like the darkness, everything's glitter. I was like, yes, this is what I want.
All of it, all the time. Well, even just makes it like, yeah, it's like you could watch this movie and like not pay too much attention and just be entertained. Like it's enough like ambiance and enough like going on that you're just like, oh, this is delightful to have in the background.
Yeah. Until Tim Curry comes on the scene.
Well, yeah, like, yes, then he commands the stage. But yeah,
I love it. What else is there? Oh, and that scene too, that dinner scene that you're talking about, where she's like, "I do nothing for your pleasure."
Yeah,
that scene is much longer and much more intense in the director's cut. We'll say that. I was like, because I was watching it too, and I was like, I think part of it's missing.
Oh, and yeah, it escalates way too fast. Like she's like suddenly like the theatrical, it's like conversation like tonality is like at a 2, like, oh, just sit down, and then all of a sudden it's at a 10. We're screaming now. This is a screaming dinner, and you're just like, what the hell? Like that's a drastic jump. Like everyone seemed pretty civilized up until that point.
Yeah. It just seemed very strange. Yeah. Also, every time I watch this movie, I try to figure out what's on that table that she's supposed to quote unquote eat.
Yeah.
And it just looks like a bunch of stuff that's bedazzled. And I'm just like, is there food on it? Is that supposed to be just covered in like sugar? Like what is happening here? Is this
he loves her? For real? He loves her? And I was like, is he supposed to be a bad guy? Like,
I don't know.
How does he have a heart? How does he have the capacity for love?
Well, he just wants her to sit down and have a conversation, you know, just to get to know her and for love. Yes, I don't know. So it creepy. That's also one thing about these movies that creep me out. It's just like, oh, you saw somebody across the room and you're in love and will do anything for them. Like, maybe you need to rethink that a little. That could happen
to you in 2 minutes from now, if that's the case. Like, what's to stop you from perpetually falling in love with everything you see?
Yeah,
idiot.
And that's called becoming a stalker, and we just don't want that to happen right now.
That's creepy as hell.
Yes. Goodness, God.
I'm glad we had a demon to demonstrate that on film for us. If something sees you and it says that it loves you, that's being a creep.
And run away very, very quickly.
Literally a demon.
The complete demon. It's fine.
He's trying to kill a unicorn. He's not a good guy.
And those were all of the differences I think I mentioned. I noticed. But yes, and Sarah was only 15 when she did this movie. And I was like, what? She was a legitimate child.
Yeah. And the devil loved her.
Yeah, he wanted to quote unquote steal her innocence. That's just dirty.
Yeah, why did we literally need to go there? And also, this movie didn't pass the Bechdel test.
I don't know. Well, that's right.
I still love it.
Una. Oh no. Yes, they did. Yes, it does. Because in the scene where you meet Lily and she goes to the farmhouse, she talks to the lady, and it's not about a man at first.
Oh, at first. Also, okay, I love that scene because she's like screaming after her as she's going away, but it just seems like so random and nonsensical. Like, I imagine that list would change every day to be like, stay away from the whistling hog and the dancing tool and the frog that chirps on the second.
Yes.
Like, it was just like this random list, but it's so weird. Sleepy Hollow and the bric-a-brac and the.
I wonder who came up with the list. Or was it just
there was a lot of like weird choices, like when they're one sticks out, like they have to climb the wall, like only something fairy could scale these walls.
Yeah,
like, what a weird reference. Like, couldn't it just be something that we all know?
Yeah. Could it just be like a rat or something? Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be anything weird, because as far as we could tell, that forest has some very normal animals in it as well. So, you know, pick one of those.
That's why I appreciate in Princess Bride, when they were in the forest, it was like rodents of unusually large size or something. But
yeah, the ROUSs.
Yeah, like we all get it. Like, all know what that is. We can agree. We understand.
You're gonna get attacked by a giant rat. Let's go. We could do it. Yeah.
This is a reference I immediately know.
They lived in a magical, whimsical land as well. You know.
Yeah.
They could have said something weird and random.
They could have shared these conventions. Let's make it simplify.
Mm-hmm. The lightning.
We need to make the best Ultra movie, which is the mashup of all of these elements. Oh my God. You could like cherry pick the best.
That would be a clusterfuck of nonsense that all of us would enjoy till the day we died.
Oh my God, so much money, hand over fist.
Yeah. There'd be all sorts of like, so we'll set it up like Princess Bride, so it looks like a play and it's an adventure, but then there's got to be like a devil in it with a lot of glitter, but we'll use normal conventions that people will understand, but also make it whimsical and fairy-like. It'll be amazing.
List of animals must include a unicorn, dragon, horse, preferably named Atreyu, Bantha.
All of the things. I'm down for this.
Rancor.
Yeah. We need to get together, write this stuff down, get it to Disney, make it happen.
All right. Script in the works.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they own all of these things, so I think it'll be fine. Yeah. We won't have to worry about like any kind of like licensing. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh my God, that took forever. Jeez. Yeah. Yes. But yeah, no, I'm so happy this movie aged relatively well though.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable. I mean, like there's still some things that are problematic, but I kind of like that those problems exist so that we can talk about them, because
oh my God, I just thought of one that I was supposed to bring up right away. But what is it with the camera angle being right in people's crotches all the time?
Yes, and a lot of bum action too.
Yeah. But nobody is wearing like full length anything. They're all wearing like
they're bare legged.
Yeah. And you're just like, why am I looking at somebody's crotch right now? This is a child and I'm looking at his crotch. Why is this necessary?
And Tom Cruise is squatting so much.
The whole movie he squats.
Every scene is like, move to position, squat.
Yeah. Like, can you, like, I mean, even if the camera was just up like 2 degrees to the side, 5 degrees, just get like the knee in the way, fine. Yeah. That would have been okay. But I'm like, he's spread eagle in front of me. This is just what I'm looking at. Oh, it was very frustrating. Well, because even like Gump did that quite a few times as well. And I was just like, I don't need this in my life right now. And there's a couple of scenes with like it was like from the ground up at Una when she like turned into like a person, and I was just like, no,
unnecessary, not required.
Yeah. But yeah, I
they
feel
could have been more mindful about that for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. Because I think like I'm pretty sure they weren't trying to be pervy, but they were trying to get like a certain angle on faces, but they didn't think about anything else around them. Like get longer tunics or something. Like that's what is necessary. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. So frustrating. Every time it happened to us, like, oh my God, really?
Again? They didn't avoid this after the first time?
Oh like, come on. Unnecessary. Ugh.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Yeah.
But yes, I'm very happy it aged well. I really like it. But yeah, it was definitely, like I was saying, I was expecting it to be dark, but it was definitely darker than I remembered somehow. I don't know.
Still seems like a good time movie for me. But I'm just maybe biased. I don't know. I'm already invested, or I'm already there. I'm already at that level.
Yeah, are you already frolicking in the pollen-filled forest?
Oh my God, give me 2 weeks.
La 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 la. Oh don't worry, just take some allergy pills with you. You'll be fine. Okay.
My whole life.
Yeah. Or you'll probably find some stuff to grind up and like snort. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yes. New delivery method.
Yeah. So we're gonna jump 20 years. And talk about Tom Cruise in another magical land of Japan.
Japan's real.
That doesn't mean it's not magical. I don't know.
There's no dragons in this movie.
There really isn't. No, we're gonna go to The Last Samurai, that has a huge white savior problem, of course, per usual. And the movie is very picturesque, but I found it incredibly boring. But somehow by the end of it, I'm gonna hate myself for thinking this, but I still kind of liked it. And I was like, oh, I see why I bought this movie. And it kind of hurt my heart because, yeah. Or maybe it's just all Ken Watanabe is doing. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh yeah. I was gonna say, like, he's probably like the reason why you should watch this movie.
He is.
He's fantastic. So yeah, he's awesome. And it's like he's got like this crazy career too. It's just, I was pretty excited to see him on screen because I was like, oh yeah, redeemable. Like this is awesome.
Yeah.
Also, it is very visually pretty. Like it is. Like the costuming is really cool, and all of the sets or like the filming locations were really cool. There's a lot of like visual like soothing of the senses that is happening.
Yeah, like I think one of the things that frustrated me about the movie as well is that the longer you watch the movie, and because you're essentially seeing the movie from, what's his name in the movie? Nathan. So Tom Cruise here, his name is Nathan, and he is a Civil War general or whatever, and he's sent to Japan to take down a rebellion or whatever in Japan. And so like when he gets there, he thinks Japan is a bunch of backwards people, they're weird, blah blah blah. He actually says weird at some point in time. But as the movie progresses and he gets used to their culture and he gets used to like what they understand, what they do, you realize like the visuals of the movie gets prettier and nicer and cleaner and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's definitely like they're trying to showcase the country a little bit and maybe the pastoral setting. Like there's all that like cheesy Japanese conventions that they throw in there with like the idyllic pastoral setting, cherry blossoms, like all of those.
Yeah.
They did all of those things. So they're trying to definitely coax you towards like in that mindset.
Yeah. To be like, oh, we're gonna show you the wonderful lands and blah blah blah. I did kind of like the fact that they didn't try to hide the brutalness of, American soldiers at the time or whatever. And like,
or dealing with his inner demons.
yes, he did. I mean, did he really deal with it, or did he just
No.
hold on to them? You know,
It went away by magical spirituality that was never really explained.
no,
But he stopped drinking.
he did. You know, so he came out of it better.
Yeah, he got
Um,
sober.
mhm. While allowing, you know, a whole village of people to be massacred. But he's calm now and he's good.
He's okay.
Yeah.
It really bothered me that he was like, he escapes a number of situations, like escapes death, and I'm like, why is he allowed to live in camp? Like everybody else dies. Like
Yeah.
this isn't fair. Like,
I don't have an answer
his
for that.
whole life. This one guy just like outlives everyone at these battles, does horrible things. Also, I think I wrote down one note. Because they had like cheesy inner monologue sequences of like Tom Cruise, and like I was like, oh, this is why he drinks to drown out his own voice from it.
he's like, oh God, my inner monologue is so garbage.
I have to listen to this all the time. I'm gonna need to quiet it down.
I need to stop. God damn it. Yeah,
why
probably.
am I this way?
Who knows? Who knows?
Those were torturous. Those like inner monologues. They were brutal.
They're so well, and the thing is, the way they're written is also offensive. Like what he like talks about the people and how he describes them and stuff. I'm just like, you're coming off as an asshole, right? Like that's all I kept thinking. Like
you're the asshole.
Yeah, it's like you're not coming across as deep. You're not coming across as like you have this in-depth knowledge of these people now. You're coming across like a dick, right? Because he like at one like I made a note. I'm like, he called them weird. What the hell? Like was one of my notes over here. Yeah. And then one of the things I found really funny was when the what is it, the sister-in-law or whatever, the woman that was taking care of him, I think her name was.
Yeah.
And she was just like, he needs to take a shower. He smells really bad. But because it's true, because in North America at that time, hygiene was not a priority. So, and hygiene in a lot of places that were considered to be savages and backwards, hygiene was a priority. So they would have been a lot cleaner and smelled a lot nicer than him. So,
well, that he was a drunk and he probably smoked too. Like he was like, he would have been foul. He's been in the military. Like he doesn't live around people.
Yeah, he hadn't taken a shower in a month probably, and it's just like I just roll around my own filth. It's just fine. Yeah. So like okay.
I thought that was also a really creepy relationship that he had with her, right? Because they virtually said nothing to each other. Like the conversations that they have are minimal and brief to be generous. And then all of a sudden, I love you. And I'm like, no, you're putting this on her. I don't think she feels this way about you. No. This is this uncomfortable, this relationship. I'm like, just stop. Just leave the poor woman alone.
Yeah.
Stop torturing her. You've already killed her husband.
Don't kill her soul too. Cut it out. I absolutely agree. Because I never understand in a lot of these movies where you have people who can't speak to each other. They're not doing anything for each other, but at the end of the movie, they have side eye that can seem come hither, and then all of a sudden they're in love and they get married, and you're just like, no. There's more to a relationship than just washing someone's pants, or hanging out together. You have to have conversations. You have to know what people are about, or else it's just lustful. And when you actually have a conversation, you're going to hate each other and get divorced anyways. So what is the point?
It was just not an entirely accurate reflection on a positive relationship. I was like, oh, this is terrible. Oh, how do we get this to end for her? Make it stop.
Yeah, and it's practically what is it, Stockholm syndrome or whatever,
or and then the end, he even goes back to be with her, and I'm like, run.
Yeah, they had to end it there because they're just she murdered him when he showed
I
back up, right?
So.
That's it.
I hope so. That is the ending I want to see happen. Yeah. He finally takes him down.
Well, according to the DVD I have, so there's a History Channel documentary, History versus Hollywood, The Last Samurai. I didn't watch it because the movie was too long and boring. So I didn't have any interest in watching it. But now I'm thinking, like, does that mean this is based on a true story, or are they just talking about aspects of the time period? Like, he's using the right gun, or, this is how you really put on a kimono. Or is it just like, oh no, this is a story based on a real guy and his letters. Yeah, they changed a whole bunch of stuff, but, and this is what this man did.
Oh, but you're gonna have to watch that to see.
Oh, I really don't want to. I want somebody to just be like, send me an email or send me a link to something that I can read 3 lines of and be like, oh, okay, got it. Just be done.
Dearest Google, I inquire upon your services yet again. That's right. Faced with a quandary.
That is true. We have the technology. What am I talking about?
No, this is like a research project. We don't need it yet. Like, does this movie even warrant such validation? Like, it's a trash movie.
I don't know.
I don't think it deserves to be. This isn't the type of story we need to be telling right now. Like no more of this, please.
Well, my biggest,
not the Tom Cruise part, anyways.
Yeah. Like, my biggest problem with this movie is the fact that it's called The Last Samurai, and you make it about the white guy. And who becomes, he's given a sword, so he's kind of an honorable samurai at the end. And so the white guy becomes the last samurai, or are you talking about, what is it? Katsumoto. Is he the last samurai? Like, who is it but it doesn't matter because it's all about the white guy in this movie.
Yeah, because it's his so perspective and it's his point of view and it's his narration, except when it's occasionally the translator's narration. Mm-hmm. I think he does it at the beginning and the end, but it's like, it's totally it's Tom Cruise's point of view. Yeah,
and it just so frustrates me because even at the end of the film and stuff, like, you have the emperor, you have you have one side of the Japanese people telling you one thing, and you have the other side of Japanese people telling you the other thing, like progress or let's hold on to our history, right? And the Japanese guy who says, let's hold on to our history, who's Katsumoto, is like, here's all the reasons why we should, hold on to our legacy and stuff. Yes, we can move forward, but we're moving too fast. And nobody can get the emperor to see this until he dies. And the white guy's like, here's a sword. So even the white guy has to tell you your own history and tell you and make you see the right way things are. I'm like, really? Come on, guys. Come on.
This could have all happened without you being here.
Exactly. Oh, it's so frustrating. But with all that said, like I said, it's very pretty. I don't know. Like,
there's like I don't know. It reminded me of, like, the big military movie that got made every couple of years following the Braveheart tradition, that it was like going to explain this like time and this event and these situations, but it's very I don't know, it's big scale, and it's like some of the weaponry, like the Gatling guns that they had, and like it was pretty intense, like to see all of that stuff working. But I thought some of the like closer up like sword fighting stuff was like kind of comical and bad.
Yeah.
Agreed. And just like the special effects, like the gore special effects weren't very good. Like it was just like pig blood and like this perfect cut or like across the body, and I'm like, that's not how blades work.
No, it's not at all.
Or like they would easily just go through the entire person's body, and you're like, nope.
You're like, do you know how much force you need to do that? Like,
have you ever tried to butcher a chicken?
Yeah, seriously. You know when you're having dinner and your chicken's even cooked and you're having a hard time cutting it? Come on, guys. Yeah.
I mean, knives can be sharp, but they can't be that sharp.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with a lot of these movies is like even going back to movies like Braveheart and stuff, or any historical like drama where swords or guns are involved and stuff. It's just like, oh, one shot or one slice, everybody's dead. You're just like, that's like, not. They yell and scream and squirm for a while, and like those guns didn't have, unless you were right up to them. A lot of those guns, like the bullets were so shitty, they didn't puncture anything. They just hurt a lot. They were like pellet guns essentially, right? And so like people wouldn't have been shot through and through half the time. It was just like,
and immediately die.
Yeah. They're like, and I'm dead. You're like,
no, you'd just be screaming for a few hours and then
and you'd bleed out,
amputated.
Yeah, like I'm not denying that some people would die, but at the same time,
addiction to codeine. Like
I think a lot of battlefields, like at the end of battles, were a lot louder than people like to believe they were, because I think most of the people that were on the ground were screaming in pain.
Oh yeah, they can never show that in like that's what makes you like, it's stuff like that really makes you like kind of, I'm watching a movie, right? Because you're just like, this is too visually stylized to be it's not a reflection of any sort of reality. This is just storytelling.
Exactly. My thing is always like, when the general's at the front of the line and there's like 10,000 people going back and he's got this like epic speech and you're just like, really, 5 guys back have no idea what you're saying. Like
you're not mic'd.
You're not mic'd. There's no like boom speakers going on. Like maybe they play broken telephone. Yeah, he says attack in like 5 minutes. Rubber baby bunkers. You're like, what? What do we do? And then people just start running when other people start running. That's just all that happens.
Yeah.
That's how you're part of it. But yeah, that's the one thing that always gets me. It's the epic speech by like the hero at any point in time, and you're just like, nobody can hear you. What are you doing?
Who is this for? Is this just for you? Yeah. Does your scribe make it out of here alive?
Yeah. Is he writing it down to like pass it on to people so that people know what you said? Like what is happening?
I'm gonna post it on the tick rock, which is where you carve it into stone.
Well, maybe it's more along the lines of like it's a prepared speech. Like we think it's like off the top of his head, but no, it's prepared. Yeah. And like he's got like 30,000 scribes as well, and he's like a scribe is places. Yeah, and they're all yelling at the same time, so then everybody hears it. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Makes the most sense, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
Sounds like a good job.
Yeah, but the other thing that always bothers me about those battle scenes is I always feel sorry for the horses.
Yeah, I do too. And they're like falling and stuff. You're like,
yeah. They always like I know it's definitely like a military tactic and everything. Yeah. It's just like shooting out the wheels of a car and stuff. But yeah, they go for like the horse's knees to take down the rider. And I'm just like, leave the horse alone. Is all I keep thinking. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, the animals. Mm-mm.
We love them.
Yeah. There's not enough movies.
There's no unicorns in this movie.
Oh my God, I know. Maybe they're just in the forest that we didn't go into.
That's true. Japan, you said, is a magical place.
It is, yeah. Well, there is that one scene where they have the first battle in the forest where the army that's not ready just runs away and gets massacred. But maybe there's unicorns in the shadows in there. I have no idea.
Maybe that's true. They could be sleeping.
They're like, I don't have time for this, guys. It's too early.
Mortal business.
Yeah. So like, for all of this to stay this beautiful, I need my beauty sleep. Thank
15 to 18 hours a day.
Yeah. So what? They're cats?
Basically. Imagine. Yeah.
Oh my God. Imagine like unicorns are just really, really bitchy all the time and just run around at 3:00 in the morning. And then beg for food. That's it. That's all they do.
Yeah.
I'd still want one. Yeah, I'd still want one.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. I don't really even have that much to say about this movie because it was just so typical of this type of movie, but very pretty. And Of course, Ken Watanabe was fantastic. I have
Oh
to keep
yeah, he
repeating
was the
that.
best part of the movie for sure. Oh, I enjoyed Billy Connolly. He was
Yeah,
in
he
there
was
for a
good.
little bit. That was
He
fun.
wasn't in there for long enough, I find.
Yeah, he was just a bit part. But then when you saw what an asshole he was to like the troops and stuff, and I was like, oh, yeah, you can die.
But that's like William Atherton right at the beginning. He's the one that has Nathan coming out to talk about like the gun or whatever. And that guy just plays an asshole in everything that he does. He's an asshole in Ghostbusters. He's an asshole in Die Hard. He's an asshole in this. Like, come on, man. Every once in a while, you could play a good guy, I guess. But I know.
He gets paid that asshole money.
That's true. Sometimes if you're good at something and people get used to your face being that way, like I see him now, no matter how nice he is in something, if I saw his face, I'd be like, that guy's a dick. Would automatically, that's just how it's going to be.
Maybe you're biased too.
Yeah, maybe. But the bias comes from somewhere.
A valid place. Yeah.
A valid place. Yes. It's not like the first time I saw him, like, oh, that guy's going to be a dick. No. I've seen him several times be a dick. So now I think
at this point, it's just called life experience.
Yes.
We know things. We have life experience.
We do have life experience. That is very true. We're adults.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely one of my superpower abilities is I can sense when people are dicks and assholes.
Oh, yeah.
I know it.
It takes like 2 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't take long, for sure.
No. Like you definitely get a sense when you see someone, you're like, this person looks like they might be nice or this way, but as soon as they open their mouth, 2 minutes. You know exactly where they are and what they do. And it's either a yes or a no. Because there are definitely lots of times where I'm just like, no, this is not gonna work. Yeah.
I had a concerning moment. Oh, so I'd like to mention that I didn't financially support The Last Samurai in any way. That I got this from the library.
What are you talking about? The library pays for it, and you go to the library and you borrow it. So no, but
somebody else has paid for it. I haven't paid for it or contribute to it financially in any way. So I've had this is available at the Toronto Public Library. All 6 copies have 0 holds, I think, on them. I got one sent to me super quick, but I was at the library picking up the movie and I could overhear one of the librarians talking, and he had all these like big topics that he was discussing, but I couldn't tell which side of the argument that he was on. So he was like, Joe Rogan, blah, 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 trucker convoy, blah, blah, blah. No. Masks, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know which way you're going with this. So I'm like, I can't make an assumption, but it was just like, but I'm very concerned hearing all 3 topics all at the same time. This is very concerning to me.
I get it. Like, I find it's just, people say some of the most outrageous and blatant things these days about all of this stuff. And you're just like, you don't even know anything about it. What are you talking about?
Like,
just walk away.
A lot of discourse for, I don't know what purpose.
Somebody brought up something and they're just like, we got to put this down, whether it's positive or negative, they got to put it down.
Yeah. I think they're just looking to reach out maybe and communicate. People are sick of vlogging.
Yeah. But also I think that's also the problem. They spend so much time vlogging, tweeting, Instagramming, whatever. They've forgotten what it's like to be in front of somebody. Yeah. And how the fact that person can physically reach out and punch you. Right. And then they just say some asshole things directly to the face. And they're just like, what do you mean there's consequences to things that I say and I do? What?
I forgot about the repercussions of my actions.
Yeah, because like somebody coming back at you online going, you suck, dude, doesn't do anything. But somebody in front of you, in your face, breathing on you, going, you suck, dude. And if you keep going, things are going to happen. Much different experience.
Totally.
Oh,
it's not it's very interesting though to like witness very loud discussion like that and not really understand what was happening or what was being relayed. And I was like, oh, I just want to leave immediately. This is stressful.
No, but sometimes too, it's like I get pulled into them, like not participating, but like I get pulled into like waiting to hear what their side is, just to know if I should avoid them or if it's okay to interact with them.
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird world we live in right now.
I just don't want to be like shocked in a good way or like shocked in a bad way either. Like, it's like, it's hard to like disguise that reaction.
Mm-hmm. No, it's absolutely true. Yeah, even with like a mask on, your eyebrows go up and you're just like, I gotta pull that back down. Okay, just hold on to it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And that, like, even if it's a good shock, people are just like, why are you shocked? Did you think I was gonna say something bad? Or if it's a bad shock, people are like, yeah, that's right, I knew you were the like, a leftist conspiracy, blah blah blah. And you're just like, can we not? I just want to go home now. Thanks. I don't need to interact with any of this. This is not necessary.
That is not happening right now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes.
Have you heard about the Book of Mormon? No. It's a good counter if you ever need it out.
All right. I
will know Jesus Christ.
Gotta try that next time.
Yeah, just turn into like the religious zealot. Yeah. Like, let me tell you about God.
Well, you know who really spreads the true word about what's going on? The Lord Savior Jesus Christ. Like, and then everybody runs away and scatters. They're like, we can't do this. Just go. Get away from it. Get away.
One of those. When I first joined the Mandalorian, I decided right then and there, this wasn't a cult. I could take this helmet off whenever I want.
Yeah, because, this is the way. That's
the way.
All you gotta do. It's all right. Oh, I gotta learn more about, like, what is it? The spaghetti god thing?
Learn more about that.
Yeah, Pastafarianism. That's it. Gotta learn more about that one. Maybe I can pontificate about that and get people to join them. Who knows?
The giant spaghetti monster?
Yeah. I mean, what's the harm in, the spaghetti monster? Does the spaghetti monster actually do anything except wiggle randomly? I'm just here
for the tax break. Honestly, like, just give me that sweet tax-free money.
Yeah. I'm down for it. Okay.
And I'll join any religion. It doesn't even need to be a religion. It could be a cult light, just a light little like fizzy cult.
It's one of, like, as long as I don't have to do anything. That's the key. I just don't want to do anything.
And no weird sex stuff, because they all have weird sex stuff.
Yeah. Why is, like, you know what?
Why is that a thing? Yeah, religion.
I don't know.
Up. It's all weird sex stuff. Is like the subtitle for all religions.
The weird sex stuff.
Like,
but
we want to make it weird for everybody, not just us.
Everybody,
congratulations, you did it.
Oh wow. Yeah, I love that we went to borrowing Last Samurai from libraries to weird sex stuff. Awesome. We're killing it. The
Last Samurai, yeah. It's a great movie. No, it wasn't. Don't watch it. And if you have to, rent it from the library.
Exactly.
Closer.
Like, it's just unnecessary. It's just unnecessary is what the problem.
Weird sex stuff in this. I didn't like the relationship with the girl. He was like secretly tortured. If you watch this movie and think about how he's secretly torturing her the whole time, you will now see it that way. And that's how I always see that.
Well, and also the fact that her brother insists that she has to take care of them. And I'm just like, why is this necessary? Like, it's unnecessary to do this to her.
This is torture. This is like literal torture. Yeah. It's so unfair.
It's really
like
unfair.
The fact that she doesn't have more agency in her life is very upsetting. But I get it was like dangerous times, military action, blah blah blah. Doesn't pass the Bechdel test.
No, definitely does not. This one definitely does not. No.
Yeah. Like, if anything, like, women were just they're only represented in like sexual ways.
But she was the only woman in it.
So remember when he's like coming into town first and they're like panning over like the city streets, and there's a couple times where they like just stopped on a woman or two women, and then that was like the only like that was, but it was just weird. It was just like, oh, so are you showing me this like gaze that he has and he's just stopping to check out the chicks? Like,
yeah,
because that's what it made it seem like, right? And so
yeah, like women were scenery in this. Like they may have been a tree or some grass or a house. Like they didn't have a character, they didn't have a voice, they weren't allowed to do anything.
One had a name, and she barely got any lines. Well, I mean, she did have some conversations with her brother. I was impressed with the amount of like subtitles that they had in the movie. I thought that was pretty cool. But like, it was very annoying. And even then, when she got to speak, it was so meek and it was so like,
or she was being talked down to, because even that one scene where she's like, I can't take this anymore, he needs to get out of my house, I just don't want him here, and her brother's just like, no, you have to do this because I told you to, and I'm the whoever of the town and the blah blah blah, do as I say. And then he comes around the corner and she's like, well, fine, whatever, and she just walks away. And I'm like, really? That's it? You didn't try to push him out even more? Like, I would have been so angry.
And then he's like, and then Tom Cruise is like low-key perving on her the whole time. Like, I keep perving on her, like just being gross.
Like, you're just like, it's unnecessary. Just go about your business.
Like walks up on her when she's having a shower, and I'm like, ew, dude, that is so gross. Leave her alone.
We don't have to do this. She's allowed her private space. Why are you
showing this? So,
I mean, wasn't there another time where she's like in her room and he's just like staring through like the crack in the door?
Yes.
And she's just like, I'm gonna close this now, thank you.
Bye. If this movie was told from her perspective, it'd be like how this creepy dude murdered my husband, came to live in my house and just perv on me. Like, it would be so most disturbing horror movie.
Should be like, it would be a horror movie from her, or like a thriller, just like
psychological.
It is psychological torture. And it would just be him staring at her all the time, and she's like, he's creeping me out. Like, what is he doing? He lives in my house, I know, but he keeps following me around the house and blah 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 blah. It just
my children are teaching him how to speak.
And now I can't just say things about him in front of him. It bothers me. I don't need this. And I also love the fact that he just picks up their language in like 6 months.
Like no really? Big deal. Oh, I was there for the winter. I learned Japanese. No big.
And it's not even like 2 words. It's like full on conversational, complex structures and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, really? Is this what we're doing? Okay.
Also, like anytime like they montaged him like in the village, it was just like he was never doing shit. Like he was just like, he was a prisoner, but he didn't have to like work there or farm, or like he was just wandering around casually learning some fighting techniques, playing with some children, like just doing whatever. He was on vacation essentially.
Maybe that's why he was so calm at the end of the movie. He's like, it was like a spa for like 6 months. He went on sabbatical, got lots of
found
sleep
himself.
He got
his sober.
It's his eat pray love. That's what it was. That's what it was for him.
100%.
Now that I look at it that way, oh my god, now it makes me hate it even more. Great. What? It really was his eat pray love. Oh my god. Okay, never mind. But the funny thing is, this movie and in Legend, he's got the same haircut.
Yeah, he does. Well, he's rocked this look like in a lot of things. Like I feel like it's a staple, like top 5 haircuts. I mean, I would say his like Mission Impossible look, like the more shaggier and then tighter in the back, is probably like his most go-to.
Yeah, that's definitely his most go-to, because he would have done the same look in like Reacher. Well, and also there's like 10 Mission Impossible movies now, so like all of those. Oh no, I think his hair was a little bit neater in Top Gun, so I'd say that.
Or it's military. He has military hair.
Yeah. But then it's like Cocktails and War of the Worlds. Magnolia. Oh no, he had this haircut in Magnolia.
What about Shoot, you complete me. What haircut?
Oh, Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
That's definitely the shaggy on top.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, he's got two haircuts. He's got military. He's got three haircuts. He's got military, kind of shaggy but neat, and then long locks. It's like his
two-layer deal. Like,
yeah. Oh, it's definitely layered. Oh yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, those are the three. Yeah, I'm looking at his like filmography, and I'm like, yeah, that's this haircut, and that's that haircut, and that's this haircut. Yeah, that's really easy to pick out. Got it. Yeah, he never really did. I mean, even in Magnolia, in one scene, his hair is like slicked back and in a ponytail. But then later in the movie, it's out of the ponytail and it's just this haircut, so it's fine. We got it. But what frustrates me about Tom Cruise is that I like a lot of his movies, and it frustrates me. And like I can actually like trace my liking of his movies. Like I like Legend is technically a Tom Cruise movie, but this isn't where I liked Tom Cruise. I like Tom Cruise from the first Mission Impossible movie, which is quite late into his career, to be honest.
Oh, I think my turning point, well, Legend was definitely the introduction, but Interview with a Vampire has a prolific impact on my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we talked about that movie already.
Yeah,
I know about it. Yes. Yeah, no, like, but I think like Mission Impossible, like that movie made me like, shit, I like Tom Cruise movies.
Yeah.
And then like I go back and realize how many Tom Cruise movies I've watched.
Yeah.
I actually think I've seen most of his films. I've never seen Endless Love or Losing It, which is like two of his earliest films. I think I've literally seen. No, I've actually never watched Jerry Maguire.
Oh, really?
Never watched Jerry Maguire. And I kind of feel like it's going to stay that way because I have no interest in ever watching that movie.
I mean, there's no point at this. If you haven't seen it, you don't need to see it.
I don't need to see it.
It's fine.
Oh, Collateral, I watched the first like 25 minutes of that movie. I fucking hated it and then turned it off. I don't know what Lions for Lambs is. What the fuck is Lions for Lambs?
I haven't seen that one. I don't know what that is.
I have no idea what that is. It says injuries sustained by 2 Army Rangers behind enemy lands in Afghanistan set off a sequence of events involving a congressman, a journalist, and a professor. It's Tom Cruise, Meryl Streep, and Robert Redford.
Oh, wow.
I've never heard of this movie.
No, yeah.
And it is from 2007. No idea what that is. So I've never seen that one. I've even seen like Night and Day. Like, why have I watched these movies? But like
I've seen Night and Day. Come on.
But I mean, like, except for Mission Impossible 2, I love the Mission Impossible movies, for example. Mission Impossible 2 is just such a fucking waste of time. I loved Oblivion. I loved like Edge of Tomorrow. Even a stupid stint in Austin Powers and Tropic Thunder was great.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
I mean, I love Magnolia, not for Tom Cruise, but like Magnolia is just such a great film in general.
Vanilla Sky. You have opinions about Vanilla. I think we've seen this movie together.
Yeah, we did. Technical support. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Oh, don't worry. That's also coming up. Like I'm looking here, like how many more?
Minority Report. That was good though. I enjoyed that.
I liked Minority Report a lot as well. I was surprised. So like Minority Report is based on 100-page novella by Philip K. Dick that does not have 90% of this description in it. And I was like so curious, like how are they going to translate this into a film? And they did a really good job.
Yeah, it was good. I even watched the TV show that was on for a while. I thought it was like, it's a cool concept, and it was it's just cool. It was cool, like sci-fi fiction, right?
Yeah. I'd never watched the TV show. I did not, because to me it just didn't make any sense, to be honest. Because the precogs were released at the end of Minority Report to have their life. So if they got new precogs and put them in there, that's just like torture, and they know what they're doing to people now. That seems bad. I don't know. But
well, it was just kind of like in the same universe. Like I don't even know if it even really mentioned him in the movie, you know? It's kind of like it was just the same concept transposed onto a new format, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Like
Yeah.
they had no relationship that I can remember. But I mean, yeah, it was just fun. Was Oblivion the one where he was the clone in all of the places? I really like that one too.
That one's really good. That one and Edge of Tomorrow, I fucking love those two movies.
Oh yeah, that was a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt in that movie too?
Yes.
Like, and she is so incredible as an action star in that movie. It was so good.
My favorite part of that movie is every time they walk in on her and she's doing like yoga in the middle of like the training session.
Oh yeah.
And she's doing, what is it? It's the one where you're just like an inch off the floor on your palms, essentially.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's called Eagle or something, or I don't know.
And every time I look at that scene, I'm like, she actually did that. That's not just like, movie magic or whatever. Yeah. She's really into yoga. She got super fit for it. And she did that. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh my God. What? I know. And she's just really good in that film. Like, just like the role was like made for her. It was so good.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't see her as Mary Poppins just because I've seen that movie. Also, can't see her married to her husband because honestly, she could do way better.
Oh my God. He's not horrible. Isn't she married to John Krasinski?
Yeah, marrying white rice. Like the most bland thing. Wow. Oh, you want to be married to this wet noodle for the rest of your life? Okay.
What, he's making movies, he's doing stuff, he's things. I don't know.
He's a good director. I don't know. He did the Bird movies, or no?
No, he did the one You Can't Talk.
Yes, those are pretty good. I guess.
Yeah, I haven't watched them. Yeah.
Oh, they're good. They're fun. They're similar to Bird Box.
I also did not watch Bird Box. Because the concept to me was just so stupid. I just couldn't do it. Like, I understand about not making noise, but you can't like see stuff. Just seems dumb.
Yeah, it's like a highly constructed thing for sure. Okay, watch The Mist.
Oh, I've seen The Mist. That was more than enough. Thank you very much.
Then you're good.
Yeah. I love that the last scene of that movie is like you hear a man shooting his own kid because they think they're gonna get eaten, and then it's the military saving them. And I'm like, that's horrible.
I know.
But also,
it's Stephen King, isn't it?
It is based on Stephen King.
Yeah, that explains it.
He likes his
twisted ending. Yeah.
So it's pretty good. But yeah, no, Tom Cruise has a very long, varied career, which I think is interesting. But most of the last like decade has been Mission Impossible. Well,
I mean, those movies are they're fun, and they have like such great special effects, and they have so many memorable scenes.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. Like I was shocked when I saw Fallout, and like I was like, what else could they possibly do? And they did it. And also Henry Cavill as a bad guy with that mustache just helped the movie. I am just saying.
It made it better for you.
Yeah. Like, I am really sorry that he was in those horrible movies as Superman. I don't think it's his fault that the Superman was bad. I think he was directed in a certain way that it's shit.
Oh, and he's a robot.
Yeah, I don't even.
It's like, be Superman, but entirely emotionless.
Yeah, and also like when
you're a robot.
But when you put on the glasses and take off the glasses, you're exactly the same character. You're exactly the same. Okay,
imagine you're a robot.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, but he's a very beautiful, nerdy man, and I love him. I think he's. Henry Cavill, you're very welcome to get in contact with me. It's just fine.
Put it out there.
I'm just putting it out there, just letting people know.
Just let the universe know your intentions.
Yeah, if I don't put it out there, nobody's gonna know about it. So
you can't manifest your destiny.
Exactly. Manifest this destiny. What up? I'm gonna not do that. It's okay. Anyways, so any last thoughts on these two movies or Tom Cruise's career in general?
I'm glad to know why he's an alcoholic, so he can shut out the inner dialogue in his head.
Very important to know. Yes.
And I don't know, like, yeah, watch Legend. Get rid of The Last Samurai. Or, I mean, it has redeeming qualities, which is Ken and the scenery and the costuming, which is cool. But don't watch it for Tom.
No, don't watch it for him at all. I absolutely agree with all of these things. I do suggest watching the director's cut of Legend over the theatrical release of Legend. I think for the longest time I mixed up the theatrical and director's cut, and I always thought the director's cut was bad. But no, the director's cut for this is actually good. Yeah. It's way better. The story itself is a lot smoother. But the visuals and everything else is just fantastic. Just ignore the whale sounds. You're gonna have to. They frustrate me too. But the whale sounds is actually in both films, so yeah. I was still confused by that as well. I don't know what the thing is with whale. Were whales mystical in the 80s? Like I don't.
Yeah, they were in like one of the Star Trek movies.
Voyage Home.
Well, yeah. I mean, whales and sci-fi, they have a deep relationship. They were in the Blade Runner original soundtrack.
Yeah, I really think for this director's cut, he did not have money to properly to do the director's cut. He wasn't allowed to like re-score it. So he just took the score from his other movies and put it in there. That's all he did. I really think that's all that happened. I was listening to the music. I'm like, isn't that song from Alien? Isn't that from Blade Runner? Like, you know. And I also find
he likes the atmospheric kind of like he's trying to like establish, I think, a tone more than like, because he's not a composer, right? Like this is what, but like this is the setting he wants to establish.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was the other thing. So since we're talking about like the tone and the setting and stuff, when Ridley Scott does director's cuts, he very sparingly uses a score. Like most scenes are ambient noise and talking. Yeah. You know, like it's birds chirping and they're having a conversation, or like it's the crackle of the fire and they're talking to each other. And I'm like, that's a lot of silence that's happening right now. But
yeah,
but it works. Yeah, I definitely do recommend Legend. The Last Samurai, you know, it's very pretty, but it's, you know, if you think even minutely about it, it's offensive and stupid. So
yeah, it's not honoring in the way that we want to be honoring.
Yeah, it's the complete white savior complex. I mean, even the DVD cover is it's called The Last Samurai, and it's just Tom Cruise's face on it. So, like, they're not even trying to hide the whitewashing. Not even whitewashing. It's just like white saviorness of it, you know. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's just so problematic. And then it's also just like, is he even redeemable? Like, he's like this drunk war criminal that's done terrible things to indigenous people, and like he's a bad guy. Like he doesn't deserve to have like this glorious outcome. Like he's not the hero.
Well, and that's the thing too, like when they do the flashbacks of what they did to the indigenous village and stuff, and his general tells him to attack, and you know, like he could have also took a stand there and been like, no, I'm not like he tells the general that we shouldn't do this, they're not involved, and he doesn't try to stop the general, he just goes along with it and also murders people. And I'm just like, maybe you should have tried a little harder or something.
Yeah
you know. So him quote unquote redeeming himself at the end seemed unwarranted.
Yeah. Is it even redemption? Like, no, I don't think he's like changed at all. He's just like managed to outlive another close death encounter. And for what reason? Like, he doesn't deserve to be spared like that. Like,
no, he really doesn't. I mean, I don't understand why. Like, I know Katsumoto's character decides to, I forget what it's called, but it's ritual suicide essentially. He was gonna die, he didn't want to get captured, so he has Tom Cruise's character help him kill himself on the battlefield. That's fine. But also, like, the invading army was just murdering everybody, and then all of a sudden just stops shooting at him so he can live. And I'm like, but why?
Yeah,
you could have just finished
You're
it.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it's his flowing locks in the wind or something. I got nothing.
Eyes. I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't get it at all. But yeah. Anyways, those are my last words about it. That's it. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for being here to talk about these two movies with me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure. You know that. Well, that's it for this episode of Off My Shelf. Until next time, you can follow along on Instagram and Twitter at ohmyshelf, or you can send an email to ohmyshelf@gmail.com. On the next episode, we'll be talking about a series of unfortunate events and the life aquatic. Hope you'll be here to listen.